In this edition of WJTS Inform, we're going to find out what the latest is with Dubois Strong. Thank you for joining us. In the studio with me is Mike Cummings. Mike is the interim president for Dubois Strong. And Mike, again, Dubois Strong is an economic development not corporation, but entity that just works to bring companies here.
That's right. That's right. We're a public-private partnership. So we work, we're funded with private donations from companies, and we try to work with those companies and help them meet their needs. And then we also get funding from the municipalities and the county government.
Because it's important that we bring industry in or businesses in, and also make sure we keep the industry and business that's here.
That's actually
because that's what employs everybody and it benefits all of us.
That's right, and that's exactly what we're established to do. And we're a 501c3, so we're a nonprofit organization that promotes the county for development.
And if individuals want to join and make an investment, they can do so, or industry or companies can do that.
Right, that's
right. I guess you're recruiting.
That's right, and we're happy to talk with anyone who is interested in getting involved. And that's really a big initiative that we're trying to change the way we do business and really engage the private sector in a recognition that there's a lot of knowledge in the private sector. There's a valuable network that's in place there that really would benefit our mission to engage the private sector a little closer. And so that's what it's really about. We want members. Obviously, it helps our financial situation. It allows us to do more things. But really the most important reason is to just better engage the private sector and really leverage the knowledge that is in Dubois County, because there's a lot of knowledge out there, a lot of talented people. So.
Okay, let's find out what some of the latest is with Dubois Strong. Now, I know some projects that you might be working on cannot be discussed.
Sure.
But what are some things that you think are exciting for Dubois Strong?
Well, some things that are just going on right now that I'm excited about. Becky Skillman's come on as the president and CEO of Radius, Indiana. Radius is an 8-county regional economic development group that we're a member county of. So I'm on that board along with some other individuals from Dubois County, and that encompasses basically Orange County and all counties surrounding Orange. It was initially funded with casino revenues, okay. And so it's been expanded to also include Greene and Davies counties. And so what Becky and her team at Radius are going to do, they'll promote the region for development. They'll try to get companies who may be expanding and to come into the region first at a regional level. And then hopefully they can find an appropriate location to do business once they're in the region. And we really feel like if we can get them here and they can see Dubois County, that we would be very competitive and really work with Becky to drive those leads here. That's one thing that's going on that's going to be a big change.
Okay, well let me. So really, the relationship between Radius, Indiana, and Dubois Strong is that Radius, Indiana, tries to bring people to this area. Then Dubois Strong says, "We want you in Dubois." Right. But you got to get them to think area first, region first.
It's kind of a co-opetition type of arrangement with the other counties. I mean, I want to see Dubois County prosper and develop, and the other county economic development organizations want that for their county also. But we also recognize that what's good for our neighbors is good for us also, and it's just it's a matter. We all want to land those, but we recognize first order of business is to get them to the region.
Okay.
And so we Radius is really our vehicle for working together as a region to do that, and they can kind of cut through a lot of those more competitive impulses that we have as counties and kind of bring us all under the same umbrella.
Okay, and so Mike Cummings has just basically created a whole new word, co-opetition?
Co-opetition, indeed.
Wow, that's great.
It's really business we're in. We're one county, but let's face it, we're dealing with globally competitive companies that are looking all over the world for their prime location to do business. And so, there's a lot of competition out there. Mm-hmm. So we have to coopetite with our region.
Okay, and I didn't mean to distract you from what you were going to say. Some other things that Dubois Strong is excited about.
Right. There's just a few other things that are very imminent. We're getting very close to closing on a loan through USDA. We've been designated as an intermediary relender under the Intermediary Relending Program, or IRP.
Okay.
Where Dubois Strong would be an intermediary, and we would relend money that we borrow from USDA at 1% out into the community at, say, a higher percentage rate, and then we're required to pay those funds back to USDA, but we can hopefully fund our program through that margin, and then as those loans get paid back, they just go into a revolving loan fund that we already administer, that was established through some grants. So the payments come back into this fund that revolves, and then they're available for lending to new businesses. So the more loans we make, the more money goes into this revolving loan fund, and we're able to have a larger impact. So currently, under the existing enterprise loan fund, we've made 11 loans. The fund, I think, made its first loan in 2007, and we've loaned over $205,000, and can account for about 35 jobs through the program. It's been created from startup businesses, and important to note too, these businesses are they've all been denied traditional financing through banks. Oftentimes, they're people that don't have a lot to borrow against in terms of collateral, and they have a hard time getting financing. And so we're really a vehicle that's giving people a chance and a leg up that those individuals may not have had those opportunities otherwise. And so far we've had no defaults, and knock on wood.
Yeah.
And so it's we really feel good about that program. But we're limited to the size of loans we can make now, where this IRP designation would open us up to make much larger loans, and we could incur total debt up to $15 million with USDA. Wow. So it could be an impactful program, and we're looking to partner with the traditional lenders, the banks in the community, and really hit the ground running with that program.
And these loans are for who? What kind of businesses?
In our existing enterprise loan fund, we were limited to small businesses, so 50 employees and under $1 million in revenue annually. That's who we were limited to under our old program. This new program, there's no limitations on who we can lend to. So as long as the deal makes sense, we're going to have to be a little more watchful and conservative with how we make these loans, because now we're on the hook to pay this new fund back. But we're thinking that we're going to see some partnership with the banks, increased partnership. Our existing program was we didn't really have enough resources and the ability to make loans in an amount that really was beneficial to the banks. We feel like this program can really benefit the banks, and kind of to meet their underwriting standards, and maybe make some loans that they want to make, but they're just a little too risky. We can kind of minimize that risk through this program.
So you'll work with the bank?
Yes,
okay.
That is the absolute goal, and I think the banks are on board. Okay. So.
And then again, I stopped you, and you were on a roll on things that are exciting for Dubois Strong. I think the 231 corridor and I-67.
Yes, that's a very to me, the I-67 project is the absolute most critical infrastructure project that is on the table for our region. To have an interstate highway that would connect basically from Nashville, Tennessee, up through Kentucky, Bowling Green, and Owensboro, and up through Rockport, and then eventually connect us with I-69. That would open up development for our county in a way that we've never had a resource like that. Now that's a long way away, and there's a private group that's gone out and developed a feasibility study, and that they're looking to kind of carry the water on that, and really building some important partnerships with Kentucky Department of Transportation, INDOT, governor's offices in each state, and really keeping that on the front burner for our federal and state officials to promote that. And also, trying to work with Spencer County to develop up from Rockport, up from the Ohio River, the 231 corridor that is in place already, which we think will strengthen the case for I-67 eventually. If we can show that this region's already hot for development, then I-67 is going to have that much more momentum going forward.
So really, Dubois Strong, like all the other areas, we're working to make Dubois strong.
That's right.
But you also need to make sure that your neighbors stay strong, because that makes you stronger.
That's right, absolutely. We're so integrated with our neighboring counties. We share a workforce. A lot of our companies do business across county lines, and we just can't think of ourselves as operating in a vacuum. And we've got to recognize those connections and leverage the connections we have with our neighbors. So.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, really.
There's always interesting things to talk about. We got to have you back again.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime, and I'm happy to do it.
Co-opetition.
Co-opetition.
Co-opetition. You learned a new word today, co-opetition. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform, and thanks to Mike Cummings, the interim president of Dubois Strong, who has been our guest. Thanks for watching.